Welcome to the Vault Podcast. We are your car culture cultivators. I'm Shaun, and of course, joined by
Robert.
Me, Joe. How's it going?
and coming in via
Chicago.
VJ, what up?
Hey, how's it going? Yeah, finally it's spring over here, so things are looking a bit better.
Good to see everybody. Power it up here. Hey. Joe, what do we have going on?
Yeah, so actually VJ brought this up to me, but I got the email too. When you go to purchase tickets for Velocity Invitational, all it does is bring you to a sad page where it just says
404.
Nothing. So VJ, do you want to break down what happened for the Velocity Invitational?
Or what do we think happened?
What do we think happened?
Oh, I mean, the official statement from them that came out this morning was that they are canceling it this year and postponing it to next year.
Wow.
So the reason they stated is just the uncertain or difficult economic situation at the moment.
What?
So
Really?
beyond that, as of now, so it just says difficult economic situation.
So they didn't want to schedule it because they weren't sure if it would be profitable this year or if people would buy enough tickets, or
like certain experiences or certain display cars that may not be able to make it.
yeah,
Like McLaren is usually a huge presence for them at the show.
yeah,
McLaren usually brings their entire fleet of historic race cars, their factory drivers to do displays and stuff, and usually Ford also has a huge part to play in it.
yeah.
So I think these two OEMs or like some other OEMs who are doing these displays might be
Pulling their sponsorships.
Yeah.
So for those that don't know, give us a little backstory of what the Velocity Invitational is.
Yeah, so Velocity started as like this, under a different name called the Sonoma Speed Festival, I think. I think it started around 2019, around that time in Sonoma Raceway. It was modeled after the Goodwood Festival of Speed to bring that sort of a taste to the US, where they have like vintage cars and period
Yeah,
racing drivers, like people dressed in that sort of a vibe to have that feel for Goodwood in the US. So that's what they do. They try to do things like the Mustang versus Mini, which is a signature event of Goodwood.
yeah.
And so it's like a sister event of Goodwood Festival of Speed in California. So
Nice. So for the Bay Area, this is a pretty big deal, right? Not having this
Yeah.
this year.
Yep. It's a bummer. I've never been to this event before. We've gotten media passes for it. I was there for like 30 seconds one time.
Yeah.
It sounds really fun, and I was actually planning on going this year. I think I hate to be this guy. I kind of think this is an excuse, like because the political climate and the economic climate is so kind of like wonky right now.
Yeah.
That they're using that as a way of we're not producing enough sales, so we're just gonna say it's an economic issue and we're going to move on,
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know their back end. I don't know how things work with them, but I mean, obviously it's not happening. So
Yeah.
it must have been significant enough. I know Sonoma Raceway is expensive.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. I would assume overall sponsorships, right? I mean, everybody's kind of been affected,
I think a lot of
especially the car community.
I think a lot of businesses are probably not super excited about committing 20 grand to
Yeah.
a sponsorship commitment, that's happening in however many months.
Yeah.
You know, every week
Well,
is so different right now. It's
Yeah,
like,
and we know like how auto sales have just completely slipped. Although they did pick up for everybody wanting to buy before these tariffs have taken into place.
Well, then they also got tons of cancellations. I was talking
Yeah.
to one guy who works at Porsche who was saying there was a dealership that the day things were announced had just like a flood of calls. I think
Yeah.
I said this last week, maybe.
Yeah, when you
Canceling.
then you have all these auto manufacturers, these third-party vendors or whatever the case, and they get a lot of stuff from other countries outside of the U.S.
Yeah.
So if you can't count on your overall sales because
Or if
tariffs
they manufacture
are
outside
here,
the US.
there, everywhere, yeah. So not surprising.
do you think Car Week will have any impact?
yeah, that was
Yeah,
the next question. I'm curious what car we. I mean, obviously there's a lot. There's like, I would say like 40% of the cars that show up to 40% of the significant cars that show up to Car Week are from overseas anyway. So
Yeah, I think Car Week will have. I mean, there's still all of the major events are still on. Like we have all of our quail stuff. We have our entries for quail. Races are going, so far. So, yeah.
Well, again, I think when it comes to some of those same sponsorships, I mean, absolutely, you might see some of those scale back. You also got to look at, I mean, a lot of the fan base that comes to, to Car Week is outside tourists, right? Coming to visit the area.
Bunch. Yeah, a lot of
And
people.
people have been boycotting tourism, in the U.S. just based on policy.
Yeah, my other thought
that's
was
concerning.
that like a lot of the international manufacturers might be doing this as a anti-U.S. political stance. I
Yeah.
wondered,
Yeah. Just to clarify, I have no comments on this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? I'm curious to see, especially quail, because those activations are ridiculously expensive. So I would love to know what it's like. But that's enough on velocity and the future of events right now. But VJ's let us know that it's also Air Water Weekend in LA. Before we mention that, though, tomorrow my dad is driving down to LA to check out some like super clean E32. So I wonder if he's going to start start seeing all these other Porsches around.
Nice.
But I'll post it maybe I'll post it in the video. But it's super clean. It's like one of the cleanest E32s I've ever seen.
cool.
So we'll see what happens. But Vijay, why don't you explain what Air Water is and what you're doing there?
God, it's already.
So everyone, I think most of the people who listen to this will know what Luftgekühlt is. So that's a one-mark event that's been there for about 10 to 15 years. It's supposed to be the biggest gathering of air-cooled Porsches in the world. It's not officially affiliated with Porsche. I don't know if they purchased the brand, Porsche North America, but it's a Porsche-only show that involves air-cooled cars. And 2 years ago, they added a second part of it where water-cooled cars are also allowed. And now they split up those two events to different parts of the year. So it's like two separate big festivals that happens. So Air Water is where you have both air and water-cooled Porsches that will be arranged in a very artistic fashion. It's going to be in LA, Orange County Fairgrounds this year for Air Water. And yeah, it's going to be the usual good stuff with all the PTS stuff. There will be product auctions happening at the event. There's going to be a lot of Porsche-related vendors and partnerships and stuff showing up there. I'm especially excited to go as a photographer to see all the different things they come up with.
Yeah, I've only been to one Luft, and I didn't go to the Air Water Day. But yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, for any of you who haven't been to a Luft, it's pretty cool. Like for all the Porsche fanboys and girls out there, I mean, it is any and everything out there. And especially, I mean, if you're a fan of just cars or a fan of just being around people, or you're the person that says, especially the person that says it's a Porsche, they all look the same, then you really need to go to Luft.
Although there's some aisles where if you do think all Porsches look the same, you'll be right. Because there are some parts where it's like,
if you hate Porsches, it's not the event for you.
Yeah.
But there's sections where if you do hate Porsches, like there's some highlight sections that are really unbelievable.
Yeah, and this year at Air Water, I did hear from another podcast that they're expanding what the Porsche only car show means. So, for example,
like
a 500D, you can kind of consider that.
So
That's
that
not coming to the Air and Water, but like there are some McLarens this year that are going to be coming. That are going to be on display.
Yeah.
With Porsche derived like Metzger engines. You know.
Yeah. That's cool.
Stuff like that. So I can actually see in the next 3 years, Air Water being the event to go to.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Because like if it's Porsche only, it's whatever. But like if it starts to become like,
I'm sure there's some way they could like build out a really wide scoped enthusiast event.
Yeah.
Off the back of it, if they've started to transition into like different types of Porsches, maybe they could start to transition into other enthusiast cars, and then,
Yeah, because if you think about it, a lot of stuff has been touched by Porsche. So
Yeah.
it would be easy make it a great
The
show.
next thing could be race cars that were beat by Porsches.
I don't think Porsche would ever allow someone to happen. But
This is the section if you can't afford a Porsche.
yeah. But that's the current events this week. Short and sweet. But without further ado, Shaun, how's your week been so far?
Can I add another qualifier?
Yeah.
If you still say Porsche instead of Porsche, then you definitely need to go to Louvre.
And hear it.
But just hear it.
It's a good place to meet people too.
It is.
Actually.
It is.
Yeah. It is a really good place to meet people.
So my week was good. I actually got a call from Todd asking me to be in the K Garden club, from the K Garden Club here in the Bay Area.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You got invited?
Yeah. So I got to go to the Japanese, what do you call it? Cherry Blossom Festival.
Yeah.
Or
I saw your
it's
car
actually
in
the Cherry Blossom
photos.
Festival in Japantown in San Francisco. So we got to participate in a parade there with a whole bunch of K cars. We had, I brought the AutoZam out. Todd had his fire truck. We had a couple, I want to say Suzuki's out. We brought out, Spencer brought out his K-Van.
The wagon RR or whatever.
Yeah, we had an AE. Well, it wasn't a K car, but we had an AE86, which is always, of course, a favorite. But
Frank there? Is Frank in that club? With his K-Van?
Frank is part of that club, but he was not there.
Yeah, okay.
So, but we had everything pretty well represented in the K car community, with the exception of we didn't have any cappuccinos this year. So everybody's
Really?
cappuccino was they're all broken.
Yeah, they're
apparently.
all hit or broken.
Yeah.
Everybody
They're all
that
destroyed
had
somehow.
a cappuccino has been hit.
Yeah.
So we met in right at City Hall for a couple hours, gathered and took a whole bunch of photos, and then we paraded through downtown San Francisco into Japantown. The mayor of San Francisco, DA, police chief, fire captain
Wow.
were all there.
That's
It's
so
just
cool.
it was just an incredible experience. I brought my son, who absolutely hates to ride in the AutoZam.
Yeah, wait, can you tell this story about school?
So so I pick up my son one time in the AutoZam, thinking like, oh, he'll think it's cool, have a little fun with it. But he was absolutely horrified. He did.
Mortified, right?
Mortified. He made me drop him off like down the street, and then I couldn't pick him up in front of his friends or whatever with it. Even though his friends saw it and they all absolutely loved it. And no, but he's not having it. But he was definitely having the parade and kind of the attention that it brought. So yeah, seeing my big old self in that little K car, I think was a treat to some people out there. So, but yeah, so that was a good weekend. Good car weekend this week.
Yeah, that's cool. I didn't realize that thing was so big.
Wow, huge, biggest parade I've been to.
Wow.
Well,
That's
yeah.
fun.
I saw pictures of it, but that's it. Robert, how about you? How's your week been?
Honestly, dude, I'm really low energy today. Just tired. Just been busy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
Week's fine. Just busy.
Yeah.
Sorry to be a downer.
Nope. That's
Well,
all
I
good.
saw you. So I saw you today. I think you were loading up a Ferrari. Was that you? Somebody loaded up a Ferrari in the truck?
we were getting a Ferrari off a truck.
Off a truck. Okay, cool. That's cool.
Right on the street was closed, so
Yeah.
it was like right next to Whole Foods.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a little
Yeah.
Phil's coffee today. I was feeling the mood.
Yeah, I
was
really
like,
wanted to get a coffee, and then I just didn't. I didn't eat lunch today. That's actually probably why I'm tired. But yeah, no, things have been good. We've been getting a steady trickle of cars. We just got so we had that clone, that pre-merger AMG C126 clone that we sold a little while back, and we just got a real C126 AMG. Which, for people that don't know, it's that wide body, pillarless coupe, 560 SEC, and I'm really excited about that, to have a real one in our inventory. That'll be fun.
Nice. So when I first met Robert was so excited when he saw me in my BMW on the street. He was just the ultimate car guy. And now look at him years later. He's just so like, I'm had a downer, even though we got a hammer in today and then, Ferrari. Who are you, bro? What happened to you?
Tired, man.
he handles all these, 6-figure and 7-figure cars and up, and he's like,
it is really
no
cool.
big deal.
It is really cool. I mostly clean stuff and move stuff around. Yeah, no, it's great.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Joe.
Yeah, I mean, my week has been just work. I took on way too much this week, so it's been nonstop. Notable cars. We have a W140 500 SEL in barrel, which is cool.
Yeah, you texted us about that.
Like a light
I
blue.
love that color.
Yeah, like a light bluish color. It's
Is it for
coming
sale?
in.
Is it going up for sale?
I don't know. I'm gonna. It's. In fun fact, he actually wanted a wagon. A W124.
124.
And he couldn't
Wait,
find
is
one.
it a 124?
No, it's 140.
140. Okay, yeah, cool.
But he
Is it a
wanted
500.
It's a 500. Yeah.
Cool.
He wanted one of
And the
these.
interior is parchment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Couldn't find it, so he went with this car instead. He's getting it fully detailed, ceramic coated. It's looking really good. I'm actually after this,
Paint's
I'm gonna
good?
finish it tonight. Yeah, it's okay. It's been repainted, but it'll look really good when I'm
Is it
finished
well
with
done
it.
though?
Yeah, there's some spots, but like it's you know
But the
what I mean?
color's right.
The color's right.
Yeah, that's good.
But
Cool.
I told him that the green car was a client's car that I begged to buy, and
Yeah.
he ended up selling it to me.
Nice.
And I'm gonna do the same thing when he picks a car up
Yeah.
tomorrow. I'm gonna do the same thing. Be like,
Yeah, that
whenever you
would
want
be
to sell
really
this,
cool.
like, let me know because
A
it's
good
it's,
140 and a good
yeah.
color.
Yeah,
So
it's a
cool.
very cool car. Other things, I mean, I don't know, it's just been nonstop. I accidentally, so basically with my foot, I've been like skeptical on like posting too much or not posting to like taking on too much work. And when I've been able to start walking, I kind of have been saying yes to everything now. And so I said yes to too many things. And so now I'm really screwed with work. But it's good. It's a good problem to have. I just, need to figure out how to do it all. But that's enough about me. VJ, how's your week been?
It's been pretty uneventful. I got my new clutch into the game. So I'm working on breaking it in. It's going to take about 500 miles.
Did you do the clutch yourself?
I bought the parts.
Yeah.
But I got it installed at a Porsche.
Okay, that's good. I was just the follow up to that was going to be how bad was it to do that?
I tried watching videos and stuff, and I realized it's not something
Yeah.
with my tools and stuff. So,
Yeah.
yeah, it's a good shop over here, and like I realized that the labor costs for something like Porsche or BMW is like not very different between the Bay Area and somewhere like Indianapolis. It's kind of similar within $10 or $20 per hour difference, I think.
Huh.
So I expected it to be almost like 40% less or something, but it's pretty comparable.
Huh. That's good to know.
Labor. Yeah. But then
I mean, I guess I guess your average Porsche in anywhere else in the country is worth about the same as it is in the Bay Area. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Also,
same
I
by.
realized all the driving the salt has started to show some effects. I was trying to remove the dust caps in my air filling thing. And
Yeah.
It's literally stuck.
Oh,
Because
whoa.
I closed it at some point when I had driven it in January. When I tried to open it, I needed pliers to open it now because there's all salt inside all of that.
Ugh.
So it's
That
pretty
sucks.
No.
disgusting.
Yeah, you got to dry ice blast that car when you get back to the Bay Area.
Yeah.
Or just pressure wash it and drive it really hard.
Yeah.
Just dry everything out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's there. Also, I flew in last weekend for just one day to the Bay because someone gave me a rally homologation special to drive for a whole day. It's a 1934 Fiat 131 rally.
Yeah, I saw that.
131 rally. So someone gave it to me for a whole day. So I just booked an emergency flight and came over to drive it.
That's so fun. How was the car?
Oh, I loved it. I had driven a 128 rally before this, and this was like an extra step on top of that, like quicker, more grip, and just more like fuzz and pops and bangs.
Yeah, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it's basically a rally car. It felt like it looks exactly like the car that won the World Rally Championship that year.
Cool.
Like back then, race cars and road cars were actually pretty similar, unlike now. So
Yeah.
that is it's basically a rally car for the road. So yeah, really loved it. Gave rides to a couple of people who also liked it and stuff. So brought it to pre-stage. And it was a fun day. drove it to Mount Tam, and then took it to Point Reyes.
That's
All the
fun.
good stuff. Yep.
Yeah, those
Yeah.
cars look really fun.
I forgot I also had one bit of card news which I didn't want to share because
SLC.
it's absolutely bad news.
No.
If it has to do with the SSC, don't mention it.
The SSC.
SLC.
Oh, the
SLC.
SLC? No.
Okay, great.
What? Then what the hell else is it?
It
Did
has
you blow up
everything
the
to
motor
do
on your-
with us a few weeks ago, and we were looking at that 1988 Grand Marquis wagon.
Did you buy
that
it?
Big station wagon.
Yeah, the
Tell me
red
about
one.
it.
No, the lady. The person responded and said it's still up for sale.
Really?
Oh,
Okay. That's so annoying because I messaged them and Spencer messaged them. No response.
Oh, really? Yeah, they messaged me on Monday.
How
and said
long
it's
did it
still-
take?
Dude, that's annoying.
It's been like 3 weeks.
Yeah, 3 weeks. But
I mean, they
messaged them
probably what
2
probably
weeks ago.
happened is they probably listed it and then got like a flurry of people that were interested, and they probably like were on top of it, and then just got exhausted because everybody flaked. And
If
now
you buy
they're
that
like,
car, that'd be really exciting.
Yeah.
oh, can you buy it?
I'm giving them a low ball offer.
What are you offering?
It's the offer.
What's
I'm gonna
it's
tell, 'cause
it's
I-
listed for 3,500.
3,000.
Just 3 straight.
3.
Which is also already kind of low.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean a low ball is $200 off. Is
$1,500
that
Let's face it. Nobody wants that but us.
No. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I think
1,500
Frank
bucks.
would be all over it.
Yeah, Frank, and also Spencer and I were gonna buy it together and like have some fun with it. You know.
Somebody
Yeah.
should do like dirt fish in it or something.
Yeah. But let me know what they say because that's so annoying. They never reach out. They
Yeah.
never respond
Dude,
to
you
me.
should just buy it. Do you have any cash sitting around?
Yeah, all over the place.
I have no
right?
cash. I have no cash anywhere.
All of my cash has been given to the
swear.
IRS at this
Seriously.
point.
Yeah.
So
Dude.
I'm
Yeah, exactly.
just watching my account go down. Every time I write a check, I'm just like, one of these days I'm going to be at negative,
yeah.
and it's going to be a great experience.
Yeah.
But that's fun. It's funny that you messaged them and they responded.
You know,
to
I
not
was
me.
thinking about that like last night. I like couldn't sleep.
You've been thinking about that?
I like couldn't fall
88
asleep,
Grand
and that
Marquis?
was like of the 17 million things that like passed through my mind in a half second. That was one of them. That's funny.
Yeah. I think about that car a lot, which is kind of weird.
Do you have an update on the SLC?
Um,
We waiting
Guys,
for
the guy's
I'm-
working.
Yeah, he's working,
Yeah.
and I'm just waiting for it to
So
be
it's still
shipped down here.
progressing.
Yeah, it's ready. I'm just waiting for it to get here. That's all.
Okay.
Good. Nice. So that brings us into the member Discord finds, which, if you are unfamiliar, we have a Discord for members, and if you're not familiar with the
Oh,
memberships,
you put us on there.
yeah, I did because I thought it was a
It's cool.
yeah, it's a cool car.
really cool.
So link down in the description to join the membership. It's a great way to support us. You get more than just the Discord. For example, next week, so when you're listening to this on this Saturday, next Sunday, we're doing an F1 watch party for the Miami GP here. So it'll be really, really fun. But there's a lot of other things. We do drive sim nights, dinners, drives, you name it, everything.
When's the next drive sim?
The next drive sim is probably mid-May. They moved the center mountain, so it's really hard to
I
get
saw
people
that.
to want to
I
come and
know.
go out there.
That's why I have not gone.
But they have a full,
Is it a bigger space?
way
or
bigger space, and their rigs are like even more haptic now. Like they're
Did they modify them?
yeah, well they have the same ones that you used, and now there is they have hydraulic brakes,
Oh, cool.
a shifter that has actual like real play.
yeah,
you
because
know?
that thing was just like
yeah.
a
So like
spring.
apparently I haven't used them yet, but like apparently they're next level.
Is it like a? What's the shifter mechanism? I'm curious. I wonder how that works.
I've seen it.
Does
It
it, like, have
looks
high-
like a real shifter though.
so it's got like linkage or
It
something.
looks
in
like it has linkage, yeah.
Wow,
So it's cool.
that's
It's
so
it's
cool.
in the crazy thing. It's only $5 more every 30 minutes. So it's $10 an hour more, which is
Man.
really. I mean,
I'm really excited that they have continued to grow because those guys that run that business are really cool,
Mm-hmm.
and like they are so about it. And I wasn't sure like how it would do. You know, I thought it was really cool, and I'm really glad that they've kept growing.
Yeah, so it's
awesome.
they've doubled their space. So they're trying to double their. Right now, they're in the process of. I mean, those rigs are expensive. So
Yeah,
they're,
yeah.
they're in the process of doubling that.
Yeah, I mean, for anybody that hasn't been to one of these drive sim nights, like one of these rigs could, with all that haptic built in, could easily cost you like 40 grand.
Yeah, 40, 50 grand
or more. Yeah.
And yeah, if you haven't been to one, whenever you see the post that it's happening, you should just, even if it's far away for you, just try it. I mean, the new place has like a million different restaurants around it, so we can grab
that's
dinner.
good.
We can grab dinner after.
Yeah.
It's a really fun time, and although it is significantly farther away now, it's worth at least one time.
Yeah.
So link down
I mean,
in the
yeah,
description.
the first after I got so into it.
Yeah,
for
you
some
went
of these races.
into a league.
Yeah, I joined the league for 2 race seasons, and I was out there with my business partner Tazio, and it's so much fun.
Yeah. Yeah. So link down in the description to join the Patreon. But also link down in the description for the Discord. And without further ado, we'll start. This first Discord find, I believe, is the reason why I'm putting this in is because 2 people found this, posted them in the link. I don't know what this is, but it's a 2011
Shaun?
Volkswagen Wombat.
See this?
That is.
I feel like this got Shaun written all over it, or Ian.
Yeah,
I could see Ian rock this.
I can see it's air cooled. It would count for a Luftgekühlt.
Yeah, yeah. This is the next Luftgekühlt section.
Yeah, literally. But the reason why I posted it is because Jackson posted it, or I think Spencer posted it first, and then Jackson posted it, and then it caused I don't know, some people
Mayhem.
It caused some mayhem. But it's crazy. I think is it a bug underneath?
It's paid off.
Well, that's good.
That's good. I think it's probably a bug.
Yeah.
I think I just bought that station wagon.
Are you for real? Wait, did you just message her an offer? And she
Okay.
said yes? She said yes?
Okay,
Well, you have to tell us how much.
So hold on.
tell you offline.
Let's
I'll tell you
pause.
offline.
Let's pause for a minute. Let's pause for a minute. We're gonna pause for a minute.
We'll cut it out. Just tell us how much you paid.
No. We're gonna pause. I just bought a car. That's why he's been on his phone the whole time. But the second
I want one of these.
find, I think this is Jackson. This was spurred off
course.
of Frank's chat last week.
Yeah.
But this is a 2000 Honda Insight 5-speed manual, 330,000 miles on this car.
is like basically every Honda Insight.
But holy moly, is it straight?
Yeah.
And
it's so nice. Dude,
kind of impressive.
The interior is what gets me because that looks nice.
5-speed manual. This is a car that I think would be fun to own for a little bit.
Yeah.
I would want to commute in it for a month.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because there's I think I've talked about this a million times now on this, but or maybe it's just because I talk about this car so often to other people. There's this crazy corner of the world full of these dudes that will modify these cars to increase their or decrease their fuel consumption and increase their battery efficiency and stuff. But I think people are getting these over 80 mpg.
Yeah.
That's insane.
My uncle has one of these, a red one.
Yeah, they're so cool. This color's great too.
They seem like they're always red.
Yeah.
I never see them in colors.
Yeah. This is cool. $3,800 will get you a really probably it's and it's a replaced
new
engine.
motor.
It was a replaced engine at 220,000 miles. So this only has 110,000. This is a great commuter.
Yeah.
Really good commuter car. So thanks Jackson for sending this in.
Yeah, that's a good find.
The third one is this, whatever this is.
And that Insight was kind of ahead of its time when it came to hybrid cars. Yeah.
Oh yeah, so I picked this one.
70 miles per gallon or something, right? In
Yeah.
2001? Oh my God, the number of times we have been sent this.
This is a 1984 Ferrari Mondial, and I can guess. I
Sure it
know.
is.
I can feel the owner. I can feel the owner. This car is special. That's why I kept it like this. It's original, that kind of thing. And so it's a Mondial, just completely.
Yeah.
For $27,000, it's just not.
It's something.
You can find a Mondial like this for $27,000 complete.
It's paint like that.
What's the motor in that? Is that a V8?
Yeah.
Yep.
Quattro Valvole. Anyway, I just thought it was funny. I found this on my own marketplace, and I needed to post it.
Yeah, if you ever buy a Mondial, just buy a Mondial T. They're better.
Yeah, and I think it's hilarious that
But-
this car is just.
It's something, man. It's really
Why is
something.
it in so many pieces?
I think he probably stripped it to paint it and stuff and then never did
It's
it.
I'm good.
Because it looks like he was doing body repair. He had it all stripped and surfaced.
And then this one I picked mostly because it looks like a Fox body with a bed to me, so I thought that was kind of fun.
That might be the greatest car name ever.
Rampage.
The Rampage.
Yeah,
But,
I always thought these were
this
cool
photo-
looking. Ooh, good colors.
this
Silver
photo-
over red is cool.
Absolutely sells the car to me.
Yeah.
I saw this photo.
Where
I'm
is
like,
it? Indiana?
it's in
Idaho.
Idaho.
Sorry.
So like great,
Oh, look at the interior! Wow,
Great-
it's really nice.
great color combination manual. And in the snow, something about this just makes sense.
Yeah.
And I think $8,000.
It looks really nice,
seems really
doesn't
nice.
it?
Yeah.
I mean, the interior is not. I thought the dash would be all faded and the
Yeah,
seats
this
would
car
be
looks like it's in
rusty.
good shape,
It's been there daily for 2 years.
which is cool.
That's hilarious.
It's a cool car. I mean, like I would never own this, but I guess this is the second one we've put on this podcast, and I didn't know they existed. And
I don't
guess
know
this
if I would
one-
ever own one.
No,
Yeah,
but that photo sell like if you threw this on Cars and Bids, it would
Yeah.
sell immediately. This is just this photo would sell it. You
Yeah.
know, it just looks dependable.
yeah, I wonder if Doug has ever reviewed a Rampage.
It's a good question. I need to ask Frank that.
Get him
uh,
out there.
And then the last one, actually, Robert is very familiar with this car, but I
Yeah.
posted it because a lot of people in my community have been posting about it and are all sad because they can't afford it. But like, so this is a 500.
Go to the Bring a Trailer listing if you want.
Oh, there's a bring a trailer listing.
It's live on Bat.
Oh, okay. We'll
Did
do
he
that.
bring this to pre-stage?
No, that's the wagon.
No, yeah, that's Derek's wagon.
Oh, it is. Oh, okay.
He has a wagon in Bornite also.
Okay.
I mean, you can do our website too. I don't mind.
No, this makes more sense
But,
too.
this is the current listing.
Well,
Yeah,
he's trying
Yeah,
to
you
give
can
Bring a
explain
Trailer
it
more run
because you
than
know the car
OTS.
better than
yeah.
I do.
I mean, we'll be fine.
Yeah, so talk about it for a minute.
Yeah, I mean, so if you're familiar with the 500e, I don't need to talk to you about the 500e, but the real special thing about this car is its color combination. I don't know the numbers off the top of my head, but I think if you scroll down to Derek's comment, in the comments you can see, I think it's something like 30 something were made in Bornite over Caro. And it's unknown how many of those are in the U.S.
19.
or if there's any. Well, that's with anthracite interior.
Oh,
So there were some cars sent to the
37.
U.S. in the color. Yeah, 37 internationally in this color combo. Caro was never. This interior was never offered in U.S. spec cars. So that's one thing a lot of people are freaking out about. The other thing is that it's Bornite. And, you know, the question is if there's any of these in the U.S. We haven't been able to figure that out. But
Yeah.
the other side of this is that this car is just insanely nice. It's not particularly low miles, but it was, you know, it originated in Switzerland, and, you know, as it goes in Switzerland,
It looks
those people
so-
take incredibly good care of their cars.
It looks so good in person.
Yeah,
The
it's really cool.
seats, Yeah, yeah. And
It's really, really cool. And it just drives so nicely. I mean, everything is in such good, nice looking shape. And, you know, even like the engine bay is just like all the plastics are nice. And yeah.
So if Derek is on
And the interior is immaculate also, which is, you know, sometimes these interiors get a little fried, right, Joe?
yeah, for sure. I mean, it's typical Mercedes from this
Yeah.
era.
Yeah.
So if Derek is on the other side of the comments as a seller, I'm there. It's worth being there just for the comments,
Yeah.
especially in BAT where
Yeah, if you wanna learn-
everybody's an expert.
Yeah. Yeah. If you want to learn something,
Yeah,
engaging with a Derek comment on a car is a good way to learn something.
right.
He is an encyclopedia.
Yeah, but it's a good car. I mean, my dad told me what the goal of the price goal was, and I was like, yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
So, I
Yeah,
think,
it's one of those irreproducible. You can't really reproduce it, so unreproducible, and that's kind of what's driving, I think, the ask on our consignor's behalf.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh,
Great
so
example.
this is a consignment car.
Yeah. It's
Okay.
consignment.
Yeah, so those are the Marketplace finds. Once again, linked down in the description for both how to become a member and how to sign up for the Patreon, or how to sign up for the Discord, which is free. Patreon is cost, but it's a great way to support us. So without further ado, we'll get into the main topic of today's podcast, which is the Leno Law. So if you don't know about the Leno Law, I'm pretty sure Jay Leno partnered with like some sort of congresswoman to make a kind of a sweeping smog change for cars that are 35 years and old and newer, 35 years. Like it's like 1995,
1990 is the
Older.
cutoff.
1990.
Yeah.
Has to be built before 1990.
So basically-
I don't know if there's something in there about it. I think it's just 1990 because it's 35 years ago,
Yeah.
and I think it would then be 91 next year. But I don't know if
Yeah.
it's
So I know
fixed
it's a rolling. I think it's a rolling,
Yeah,
rolling
okay.
timeline.
Okay.
And it adjusts the law from way back when it was 1975 and older. So I guess it's actually picking up some steam.
Yeah,
and
I saw there was a
becoming-
big update.
Yeah,
right,
so
on the 6th
it passed
or something.
a certain thing, and now it needs to get to its next step. But if it passes this next step, it'll actually become a law.
Yeah.
It has
so-
to be voted on, right?
It has to be voted on.
Isn't it? It's now like on the ballot. Isn't that case?
I'm not sure if it's on the ballot or not.
Okay.
Yet on this year's ballot or not.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So it's intriguing. I didn't think anything was going to come of it, but I guess something is coming of it. So
Yeah. I'm really excited.
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, if not now, when, right? If you look at the prices of cars, new cars, especially right now, and how unaffordable and unattainable a lot of them are, then, I mean, from that aspect, absolutely. If you look at, I mean, we're spoiled here in California because we typically write the emissions standards, right?
Yeah.
Like if it's not going to sell in California, it's probably not going to, hit like it should. So of course, I mean, everything really comes through California. So I mean, it if it passes, this would be huge for our state.
Yeah.
Maybe especially for the car enthusiasts.
Yeah. My big question is like, I wonder how it's going to be presented on the con side, because on the pro side for this, it's like, I don't want to regurgitate a false statistic, but some tiny number of emissions are attributed to like this small segment of collector cars that are post smog, but still vintage,
Yeah.
But then there's a lot of cars that fall in that range that are still like, maybe they could be a daily commuter car for somebody, or like, and I just really want to know what like the opposition is going to be saying about this. I'm sure it's already out there. I could look it up, but
Yeah. I don't see it being that
widely
like
opposed.
widely. Yeah. I mean,
I'm
'cause,
just
like,
wondering, like, if there's somebody out there who's like a straight shooting, middle of the road political person, and they see this on a ballot, would they think it's like something that's like anti-environmental action, or would they see it as like a, pro hobbyist thing?
Yeah.
That's what I'm curious about, is like how it's being framed to people that are against it.
Yeah. I mean, it'll be sold like that, of course.
Yeah.
But it's the bubble we live in the Bay Area is so crazy when it comes to emission standards, because anytime you get outside, anytime you get outside of California,
Yeah.
and you see what every state, what every
standards are for
country,
other places.
yeah, with the exception of maybe Europe, the standards that they can get away with,
Yeah.
it's like
California
Dude,
is definitely it's a huge. I mean, what I think is like in the negatives, at least for the enthusiasts, I'm curious what this does to cars, because like you used to like if you think about the 2002 market,
yeah,
you seek out a car from 1975 or older.
Yeah,
right?
right. It'll make
Yeah.
certain cars that are smog exempt less valuable.
So
than
does
their
that accelerate? Because like
monocones,
we've all said that like as we get older, Robert and I specifically, cars that are like 60s cars, vintage collectible vehicles in today's world start to fade a little bit. People
Yeah.
start to get less enthusiastic about it. So does that
There's
accelerate
just less people
that?
alive that were alive when they.
Yeah, it's like will we seek out like Scirocco's with like terrible K-Jet that we can
Yeah,
describe
yeah.
right now,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
like cars that like are like completely destroyed by like smog equipment that we can remove, and now they are amazing in European spec, and
Yeah,
you know those shoot to the moon.
Yeah, I mean, think
you know?
about like all these BMWs from the 90s.
Yeah,
that,
even, like,
if
my
you could make
E28.
it, put ITBs on your 90s
Yeah.
BMW, like
Yeah, like any car with like rudimentary like fuel injection system like that.
Yeah.
Like you can like especially Mercedes and BMW is a little
Yeah,
bit
yeah.
like it's a little bit easier. But like if you think about like a W123 280,
Yeah.
that like otherwise would be is a terrible car when it's
In American
in
spec.
California spec.
Yeah.
But in any other world, it's like a fantastic like a high revving dual overhead cam, like kind of a rally car kind of thing. But when it's in California, it's not. So like I'm curious like what it does to the enthusiast market in California, if it actually does dramatically change the pricing landscape of certain cars.
Yeah.
Lowers the value of some of these 1975 cars that were specifically only valuable because they were pre-smog,
Yeah.
because there are definitely cars like that, and raises some of the values that have like these like a Bentley Terroir with terrible fuel injection that now you can update it and not have to worry about smog.
Well, there's one car that stands out to me is like an F40. Like in the U.S., a lot of American consumers want cat F40s. They want U.S. spec F40s that will pass U.S. smog.
Yeah.
And if like an F40 becomes smog exempt, that could change like the pricing landscape for those cars. You know, it's all over the spectrum, right?
Yeah. What I like
crazy.
is with Newsom is, you know, the Governor Newsom has pretty much, you know, like championed like you know, environmental laws and things like that.
Yeah.
And I think now that he has, you know, ambitions outside of being governor, is he switched his tune just as far as the Leno Law, and he's a big supporter.
Yeah,
of
yeah,
it.
I saw that.
Yeah, so
Is it just trying to get some votes or something?
of course,
I haven't been paying attention.
Maybe appeal
Yeah.
more to like the middle.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. VJ, what do you think? What do you think about this?
I mean, that means I can, you know, not worry about smogging my Peugeot and Beat in a couple
Yeah.
of years, I guess.
Yeah.
That's about it. I mean, yeah, the Peugeot for me is pretty tricky to smog it. There's only like one guy in the Bay Area who knows how to do it right, so
Yeah.
I have to find that guy and get it done through him. Yeah. I mean, it's nice that people like Leno are taking this initiative. I mean, they have the influence, they have the connections. And
Yeah, it is so cool that he's so willing to do stuff like this on behalf of the car community, because there's like literally nobody else in the car community that can.
And at his age,
that off.
at this
Yeah.
point, he'd be like, "Fuck it."
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
You know,
He's
but-
such a gem.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's not like to BJ's point. I mean, it's not like anybody outside of a first generation RX-7 is going to be out there removing their cats, right?
Yeah.
So, but if you know, if you've gone to smog an older car, is that generation that knows how to smog these cars? They're just
It's so
they're dying.
painful.
Yeah, they're not here anymore.
Yeah. Those
I had
smog
to get
shops
a-
have no idea.
They
I
What
had to
no
get a
idea.
944 smogged.
if it's not OBD1, you have to like put it on a dyno and
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. It
The
took the
whole
dude an
process.
hour and a half
Yeah.
to smog the car.
Yeah. That's how it goes. Yeah. You have to know someone to be able to like. And these cars are so temperamental. You have to make sure that they're hot enough, not too
Yeah,
hot,
yeah,
not
right.
too
Yeah.
cold.
Yeah.
Like so, it would just be great for the enthusiasts, which is a very small subsection of California,
Yeah.
probably. And I don't think it will really impact smog at all. And in fact, I think in a lot of ways, cars that are optimized for like
increase the value of Brightwood cars again.
possibly
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, like some cars, like run way worse when they have all these like smog restrictions on them.
Yeah.
And honestly, like
I mean, dude, think about like when the eventual. I don't know if it would affect diesels, but like early mid 2000s diesels that got slapped with California specific diesel emissions requirements,
yeah,
like the what is it, the Touareg, or maybe not the Touareg? Is it the Touareg that had
like
like really
anything with like a
good-
DPF or urea. Or
I mean, it'd be
whatever.
years away from that, but yeah, that'd be really cool.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, everything would be way more efficient. I mean, you can get like cars will get better fuel economy.
Yeah.
Like my M5 would probably breathe way better. Like so many cars would run so much better kept. But I'm curious to see what happens. Who knows if it really ends up passing? But
Yeah.
if it does, it'll be fun. And that's the scenario today. So imagine the Leno Law does actually pass.
Mm-hmm.
Are you changing your collection at all? It could be modifications, or it could be selling cars to buy something else. And if the Leno Law does pass, are you considering purchasing something that you wouldn't have otherwise purchased because of the impossibility of smogging? So I'll go first. If the Leno Law does pass, both the M5, the cat is failing, so I'd remove the cat and optimize it for that.
Remove all the emission stuff.
Yeah, I mean, just the cat.
Is that
on
it?
car. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then on the 124, the cats are starting to go a little bit. I'd probably let them rock for a while, but I bet there's ways to make that car run way better.
Yeah.
and it would be pre-smog, so it'd be amazing.
Yeah.
And also I would seek out like there's so many like gems from like 1976, 77, 78, 79 that like no one considers buying because it's like right on that cusp. So the immediate reaction to a car from 1977 is it's not 1975, so like I'm not gonna smog it.
Yeah.
So I might consider doing something like that. But what about you guys?
So I don't know if I'm changing anything at all. Maybe it would prevent me from stopping to have cars from Montana or other states.
It's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Revenue for California.
Revenue for California, right? I mean, it makes so much sense. Like if other states, have, I mean, the emission standards are a lot lower. It's easier to get smogs. Why wouldn't you, with the limit or with the Leno Law and without it, is why wouldn't you just charge more for, emissions? Like if you have a car that is on the verge of emission standards or whatever the case, but still, if you look at its probably overall environmental impact, that what it's had versus a new car, their shelf life and what, batteries and all that stuff, it's probably a lot less. Right?
Also, if California's in a deficit, that just opened up a huge can of worms. You have a car from 1980 that needs to be registered. Maybe
Yeah.
like add like a 5% premium on it. I guarantee
Exactly.
you people
I mean,
will pay that
Well,
to
maybe.
get
There's-
do
and
And
smog.
there's some really big. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of, I think, buyers in the collector car market.
There's a
that
lot
would
of Montana plates all over the place.
title their
Yeah.
cars here.
Yeah.
And not
Yeah.
fly out to
And
their
also,
home
that's
elsewhere.
this would impact like resale a lot. I mean, because then all of a sudden, like California plated cars don't become as valuable because
Yeah.
I mean, I know for my 300 TD, the red one that I sold, had a Montana plate, and people were like skeptical because it didn't have a California plate.
Yeah,
on it.
Yeah.
yeah.
And with this new law, that negates that completely.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and sure, Montana is, or not just Montana, but with a lot of the states, I know some enthusiasts use it to, kind of escape taxes. But I'm sure more wouldn't mind paying the taxes if it wasn't so hard to smog it,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh.
So, VJ, do you have anything? What would you do? Would you do anything?
Yeah, I think it'll be finally possible for me to register a Euro F40 in California.
That's probably what I did
That's
too.
what we've been waiting for,
Yeah.
right? I've just been waiting. I've
They
been
probably
waiting.
all buy F40s.
Been
yeah.
waiting on my F40 so that I can get a smog exempt. I am just thinking about like that. There's a segment of the collector market up at that end of the world that specifically has cars sent to their homes in different states, so that
Yeah.
they
And
can
overall,
avoid
California
it,
is
you
gonna
know?
make more money with registrations in the state.
yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
I don't know if you already mentioned it, but yeah, they're missing out on a lot of money because people can't register here, so they just do it out of state.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So comment down below what you guys think about the Leno Law and if it passes, what if you're changing anything or how it's going to affect car culture. But without further ado, do we have anything else before we close this episode out?
Oh, I mean, on the scenario, I'm working through this E30 M3 still, but I would
yeah.
absolutely do a much more fun engine swap if I knew that it would be easily
Yeah.
passable in California, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Big time.
And otherwise I would just have to do something boring, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. True.
Yeah. That's
Yes.
mine.
Can he add something, like can he amend the law to maybe pass down a couple of his cars to us?
Yeah, yeah.
You
Also,
know, for the
No.
promotion.
yeah. Also, Shaun Charles gets my GT40.
My whole government name.
Oh shit! Yeah, just blank that out.
Yeah. Just put it like a random
Everybody knows who you are.
anime name. But anyway, anything else?
No, that's all
That's
I
all
got.
I got,
I hope
man.
the Leno Law passes, man.
Yeah, it'd be great.
Absolutely.
Be so
It'd be
exciting.
really awesome. But okay,
yeah.
great. We will see you on another episode next week. And if you remember, we hope to see you at the Miami GP watch party coming very soon. So we'll see you then. See you later.